We're hanging out here at New York Comic Con, having a great time on the Twitch stage, powered by Fandom. I'm joined by Future Man and Mike from Capcom, because we're going to talk about some Capcom games. That's why I wore my Capcom socks. That's right, I wore them yesterday. They smell, but I'm wearing them again today because I'm talking about more Capcom stuff. Mike, how's it going?
How's it going? Good, man. How about yourself?
It's going pretty damn solid. Crushed day 3. We had K. Smitty up here.
Yeah.
We're friends now, so I can call him K. Smitty. He was up here for a couple hours crushing it. We've had a great day of panel. 3 days so far. And now we're going to talk about some Capcom games, because you guys, everybody knows Capcom for the fighting games.
Yep.
But you guys do way more than fighting games.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's just kick it off, man. Let's go. So the first one, we got the biggest title we probably have upcoming soon is a title called Monster Hunter World. You guys heard about it at all?
Monster Hunter. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Taking over the world now.
Yeah, so basically Monster Hunter World, for the, if you've heard of it, thank you. If you haven't heard about Monster Hunter World yet, it's an action-based, like loot-based action RPG. You're going to be doing, we have a nice trailer for you here.
Yeah.
You can see some of the giant, really big worlds that we've got to offer you guys. But basically, what you're going to be doing is teaming up with up to 3 partners for a group of 4. It's almost in this prehistoric world. So you have giant swords, bows, you have axes, hammers, and going against these huge beasts in like long drawn out. Think of like boss battle scenarios. And when you finish those things, it's really, really difficult. They're really fun though. Not only you're going to get a pat on the back and some great rewards, but you're basically going to get like the monster itself. So you get their bones, their fangs, their hides. Take it back to this camp, as you kind of see here. Build your weapons, build your armor to take on even crazier monsters. So get in that loop. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of, it's a franchise that's been going on for a while now.
Yeah.
But this is the first one we've had that's really like taking back the console space. They've been primarily portable, but this one is going to be on Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4. So
it's one of those games that I've watched a lot of and have wanted to play so bad, but have never dove in. And now I'm seeing this one, and I'm getting super hyped about it. It looks so much fun. Great game to play with friends. The battles, like you said, the sequences look ultimately so intense.
Yeah.
You know, that it's like you think you have got it figured out, and then the monster will just like skirt off and run away or change like tactics. And
or look how cute and cuddly that thing looks. Like it's so and then you're dead.
Yeah, a lot of the new monsters are really fun. The idea we've got a demo over here at the booth in the New York Comic Con. Some of the guys you're seeing in the trailer here, like that's the Nergigante. He's kind of our flagship monster, the Pomalu, that bat thing that kind of floats through the air that has a nasty face too. But tons of different monsters. We haven't announced everything just yet, but again, combat's super fun. It's a great game to play, especially with friends.
So why Monster Hunter World?
So World, it's a great segue. Thank you. Basically, so instead of, you see the environments here, there are a lot of, it's like almost lush, prehistoric, jungly areas. We've got deserts, we've got oceans. Instead of being just kind of a backdrop for where the fights happen, you can actually use the world. So think of the jungle. Like if there's vines there, you can swing on them like Tarzan, jump on the monster's back, and maybe a guy down the road is set a trap with the grass because it's really brambly in there. On top of that, there's stuff you can do where essentially just using the environment to help you take down that monster, to have him hide, basically just use it to your advantage. But on top of that,
that's awesome.
On top of that, using it to your advantage, it can be, there's a lot of other monsters living in these forests and these things, and it doesn't always work out that way. It can plan it, but they have a mind of their own, so
you
it
can't
could go
just
either way.
focus 100% on these giant monsters. You've got a lot of other things to balance and worry about as well.
Definitely, which is why I recommend playing with friends, because you got some guys to sort of like feel out the areas around there. If you're rolling solo, like something's going to happen, another one's going to come in. Sometimes monsters will fight and help you out. Sometimes they team up on you, so you never know.
This might be a question that everybody who plays Monster Hunter knows, but when you go to find a monster, do you have one monster in mind, or do you guys do you go out and you're like, all right, let's find them.
So you can do both. There is like there's like a free hunt where it has no timer or no death count or anything like that. But usually to progress the story and get better stuff to unlock more quests, you go on quests. So there's target monsters, but that usually isn't the only monster that's there. Like in our demo over here, if you're going after kind of a medium-sized guy that's got like a big rock on his head, he uses it as a hammer. If you hit one of the tiny little birds, makes a lot of noise, he makes one of the bigger monsters that's hiding under the ground upset. He jumps out and kind of screws up everything else. You're like, that's good luck.
So just when you thought it was safe to attack the small monster, you're going to make enough noise to awaken the giant monster.
There's a lot of like managing those, like that, and that in particular. It's a lot of fun.
Is that a situation where you're like, let's just run away?
You can.
Does that ever, that's a choice you can make?
It honestly is, and sometimes the monsters do it themselves. Like when they get low on health, they don't just like go at it until the very end. They'll run, they'll try to hide, they'll try to eat and sleep
That's
and
a
get
moment
health
where
back. So
one person would run away, leaving the other 3 to die and saving them. So like I can already see just like my friends just yelling at each other over this game.
Well, January 26th.
Yep, so that's going to be coming January 26th to Xbox One and PS4. PC is coming. It's coming at a little later date. We haven't announced what that is just yet, but it is coming.
Okay.
So. All right, future. So you can be on my team.
Sweet.
You can hunt some monsters.
You wouldn't run away.
I wouldn't leave you hanging like that. I wouldn't leave you high and dry, unless it was a really big ass monster. Then I'm like, you know what?
I'd be mad for a second, but I'd be like,
I got a scotch of health left. I'm gonna bail out on it. So good luck. Good luck on defeating this giant monster.
Okay.
Nice.
I see.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of Monster Hunter fans around the world that I'm sure can't wait to play Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
Early next year.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, we'll just kick it to the next one. I think the next one we're going to talk about is
that was me kicking to the
physically and theoretically kicking it to the next one.
Right.
Let's talk about Okami HD. So a lot of people don't need a lot of introduction to Okami, but if you haven't, we're here for you. Yeah. Okami is a super beautiful game. It was actually made in 2006 by one of our studios, Clover Studio. Super beautiful game. Essentially, this Japanese folklore backdrop. You play as Amaterasu, who is a sun goddess who takes the form of a white wolf. Basically, she's trying to bring color and order back to the world of Nippon, which is Japan, away from this demon named Orochi, who is basically covered it in darkness, filled it with enemies and demons and stuff like that. But it's a super beautiful game. You get a glimpse of the graphics and art style. It's got that really signature, they call it Sumie ink art style. But not only in just that's a good example of the logo there. You get the ink style. So basically, you'll also be using stuff like your celestial brush. It's not just in the art style of the game, but you actually be using those types of brush techniques yourself. Actually drawing with the sticks to do calligraphy, like Japanese calligraphy, over enemies for different abilities, that type of thing. But it's a really fun adventure game, just really, really colorful, really visual, striking game. So.
Ooh, it looks so.
I mean, I remember when this game. It was like PS2, right? And then
it came out on the Wii first. PS2, and then Wii, and then it was PS3, now PS4. Super, super great game. I know we haven't had a lot of systems, but it is really up there.
There's a reason why you bring it to so many different consoles, right? Because if you missed out, even I remember the PS2 games. I was like, it was one of the most beautiful PS2 games that you can see.
I remember seeing it and being like, I don't have a PS2. I'm so sad. And now here I am getting rewarded years later with the HD version. So I'm gonna have this like incredible playthrough of this game to the next level. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game.
It is. And this one goes all the way up to, if you have PS4 Pro, Xbox One X, like this is like 4K. PC obviously as well. So it's going to run super smooth, and it's only $20. Not so bad.
What?
Not so bad.
What?
So
I've got $20.
Yeah. That's like a hot dog here at the con.
Yeah, I'll give you $20 right now.
That's what they're paying us to do. Right now. I can spend it all, right? All right.
I can spend a day's wage, and I'm going to pick up. But so, have you guys made any improvements? Anything different besides obviously the HD upgrades?
We've really so the game is in itself basically a piece of art, so we didn't want to change like the core mechanics of the game too much, but there's been, like I mentioned, a number of different versions. Like, for the PS2 version, there was like a special mini game that was only in that one, or for the Wii thing, there was a couple different things that were specific to that. We basically made sure that this version has everything from every iteration of the game, so it is sort of the ultimate package. So.
Wait, so you did not add a battle royale into it?
Not yet. Not yet. We're thinking about it, but it didn't.
Maybe down the line.
Still got a couple months. Still got a couple months.
Okami HD battle royale. All right.
100 white wolves going to war in the celestial battle.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, this one comes out later this year, December 12th. Only about 2 months away. So.
Nice.
Okay. Coming soon.
HD. So yeah, if you missed out on any of the previous iterations of Okami HD.
I love that you're seeing more and more these games getting remastered and brought back, and there's these new powerful consoles, and PCs are getting better and better, and it's great for people who played the games, loved it, and want to play it again. And then it's also awesome for people who maybe missed it and want to see it again for the first time. I know whenever I play one of these games that gets remastered or remade, I always ask the chat, I'm saying, who's played this, who hasn't, and usually it's a pretty good like 50-50 split, of people who get to experience something that they missed, or they like really, really love and get to experience it again. So
definitely.
Awesome. I'm glad you guys are bringing that back.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Good
Okami
choice.
HD coming later this year.
December 12th.
Wait.
Are you ready to kick?
Did I just do
There we
the
go.
next one.
Did I just kick off to the next one?
What do we got? What else we got?
So
We got more games.
We're shifting. We're
Yeah.
shifting. So next thing is a little bit different. So Capcom definitely has roots in arcades. And one title that was kind of special to me, well, some people played it on PlayStation, though, was Puzzle Fighter. So we're bringing back Puzzle Fighter, but to mobile. So if you're not familiar with Puzzle Fighter, the name kind of helps out with that. It's a little bit of a hybrid game where you're going to be doing puzzle-type gameplay.
Yeah.
But at the top of the screen, you have characters. You have Ryu and Ken on the screen here. But there's characters from tons of different Capcom franchises. You've got Mega Man, Street Fighter, Darkstalkers, Dead Rising. We just announced from New York Comic Con, we've got Jill from Resident Evil franchise, Blanca from Street Fighter. So
boy.
Tons and tons of characters we haven't announced yet, but this game hasn't come out yet. It's going to be coming later this year, but it's going to be super fun.
See, Puzzle Fighter was one of those things, man, that took all my GBA goodness away. There was many rounds of this game played.
You were into it.
I mean, I loved it. I loved me some Puzzle Fighter.
Couldn't stop.
There's a certain rage that would build when you're playing friends that they don't like getting beat over and over and over again. I learned that the easy way because I was the guy being hated on.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. There it is.
Sorry.
Building that up.
I don't get to get my evil laugh out too often. But
yeah, for someone like me, like I grew up playing a lot of the fighting games,
yeah.
And I love puzzle games. But it was funny how, like, even if you're not a super expert fighting game player, this game is all about puzzle gameplay. So a lot of the times I get caught off guard by people who are, they may not be, pros on the arcade sticks, but for stuff like this, I'll just get taken home. Like, they're just super experts. They focus on games like these, and it's just a lot of fun.
And then your screen's full, and you're like, damn it,
it happens, it's over. But yeah, all the characters have different like gem setups, so on top of them just being different characters at the top of the screen, as the game progresses, you'll get different skills and combos, and the characters are more than just avatars. They do have actual different moves and effects on like what gems drop on you, so there is some strategy in there too.
Complex
than
it seems.
It's like,
looks cool. Now, are games pretty quick?
Games are probably like maybe like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like pretty quick, and it loads up pretty quick. So yeah, I mean it's really something you don't have to dedicate a lot of time to, which is also another thing. And I get home and then like I have an hour to play a game. And some of these games take an hour to play, so to be able to jam a couple sessions in there, it's fantastic.
Quick, easy,
Puzzle Fighter.
Looks cool. Puzzle Fighter.
Coming
favorite
to mobile.
characters, mobile.
Yeah.
How many characters?
So I think right now we have around 10. We're not launching until later this year. There's going to be a lot more than 10.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot.
Yeah, and I think we're digging pretty deep into the vault for this one. So it's not going to be just your your traditional Ryu and Dante and like Chris Redfield and stuff like that. It's going to be maybe some more obscure characters that people have been asking for too, which is going to be pretty fun. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Cutman.
Deep into that Capcom vault.
Cutman. Whoa.
Cannot confirm or deny, but it's a good idea.
Right? I mean, I like the fact that you went to Mega Man bosses.
Mega Man bosses could be cool,
because they don't get a lot of love, and there's been so many.
That'd be very random.
Do the pose.
Airman. That guy blows.
Oh man.
I'm here all weekend, friends. I'm here all weekend.
And splice that soundbite out.
Wait for it.
Ready? We kicking?
Secure.
Pow. All right, so the next one, going from puzzles to zombies. We're going to the zombie phase.
Oh, okay. All right.
So Dead Rising 4, Frank's Big Package, which, yes, that is a kind of a pun. Basically, Frank West, who is the star of the Dead Rising franchise, is a photojournalist. He's a little bit bumbly, but we love him. He's great.
Yeah. Yes.
Frank's Big Package is basically our all-in-one version. The game came out for Xbox One this past year, but now it's coming out for PS4. But on top of having the main game, we've got all the trimmings. We've got all the costume packs. We've got all the add-ons. We've got the Frank Rising Story expansion, Dead Rising Ultra Mini Golf, and then this new mode, which you're seeing here, called Capcom Heroes, which instead of just being costume packs, you're going to be able to put Frank in a leotard thong or in a suit like that, and not just have the costume, but actual abilities from those characters too. So again, kind of going deeper into the vault. Ghost Trick, remember that game?
Yeah.
That was actually really good.
Did you see what he looked like in the cameo?
Yeah. I thought for a second I was like, what? Cammy's in the game. And they're like, oh, it's Frank in a Cammy costume?
I was like, Cammy's so hot. And I was like, wait a second.
No. Yeah, so if you check our key art for Frank's Big Package, man, I made sure to get a great shot of him in the cami costume with like his little booty on the
Oh,
side.
Yeah. Just a little side cheek.
Yeah. Frank likes he cut the loose man.
People have been asking for that. So
Yeah, I know.
thank you guys
The
for delivering
the fans
on
have been
that. The
asking,
fans
and I
were
wanted
like,
to make sure it was
when
there.
can we get candy?
There's a huge subreddit to when are we going to see Frank West in a cami costume? Your prayers have been answered.
No.
But yeah, so essentially what you're going to be doing is finding little arcade machines in the game like there. Adam the Clown is a shout out to the old Dead Rising games. Mega Man X again. Again, just kind of like going deep into that Capcom vault. Some of the characters that people love, giving them fun special abilities, and another way to play the game. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, man.
And that one's going to be on PS4 on December 5th. So we got a lot of stuff coming in December.
Soon.
Yeah, I mean, that's right around holiday time. A lot of good stocking stuffers.
There you go.
You can have Frank West in a cami costume, which I'm sure there's going to be a huge cosplay sensation uprising. And then
There's those dudes out there that are like, I already have my outfit.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear it while I play.
who can I? Yeah, he's like,
By those dudes, I mean me. Okay.
I bought this
Obviously.
super sweet onesie.
I've been waiting to break it out. I've been like, when can I wear it? Finally, thank you. You guys have come through.
Always. So yeah, there you go. Frank's Big Package comes with all that. On top of the main game, all the DLC, all the extras in that Capcom Heroes mode.
I'm going to have to pick that up.
Looks insane.
For Ghost, I mean, the Ghost Trick nod.
Yeah, that one's deep. That's a deep cut.
Yeah. That was a good game. Solid DS action.
It's very, very good.
A lot of this.
All right, I think we're ready, Jose. You ready? To the next one.
Kick off to the next.
Still kind of zombies. We're moving to Resident Evil. This is my baby. So
yeah.
So first one, Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition. Resident Evil 7, one of my favorite games. I'm so happy we went back to survival horror style, old school, first person this time because we did add PlayStation VR functionality in this game. If anyone hasn't played the original Resident Evil 7, you're missing out.
Yes.
But essentially, Gold Edition is the version where we have all of our DLC. So we did have. We had some of the DLC come out a little bit earlier this year in 2017, the band footage 1 and 2. Had a bunch of different modes, but we've been really in the lab for a while making the final adjustments on basically the story DLC, which comes out with the Gold Edition on December 12th of this year.
Nice.
So on top of, again, the main game, which is fantastic, and some of the DLC that's been released, you get 2 expansions. So End of Zoe, which I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a character in the game named Zoe. You're going to be basically finding out what happens to her. That's a little bit different, more horror-style gameplay. But then in addition to that, also a little bit of a spoiler, Chris Redfield's in this game, which is fantastic.
What, Chris?
And his gameplay is going to be a little bit different. He's more focused a little bit more on action. So if you played, it's not going to be full-on RE5, like suplexing zombies again type thing. But does have a little bit more gunplay. He does get his famous Chris punch, a little bit more action-style gameplay in there. Which is good. So basically, when the story is finished, you take control of Chris and are chasing down one of the family members who got loose during the middle of the story. It's a little bit of a loose end. So, but you get both of those expansions. The Chris expansion actually is a piece of free DLC. So even if you have the game already, on December 12th, you get that for free. It's a nice way to get your foot back in the door. And we've also got that End of Zoe expansion too. So a little bit something for everybody. But again, RE7, fantastic game.
Scary.
Definitely recommend PlayStation VR.
See, I'm too terrified.
It's really, really good.
I don't know.
We had one of our other hosts, Zeke. I watched him play on his stream in VR, and I've never heard a man of his stature scream so high pitched, and so it's like I'm like, you know what? I don't even. Ah! And it was like, why are you don't sound like I'm here playing the game. Ah! Like, how does your voice go from
I gotta
from
like
that
work
to that?
up to it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I played this game through on PC and PS4 just to experience the difference in just like I played once on easy because I was like, I'm gonna see how easy it is.
I gotta go, yeah.
And then I'll try it on regular, and then I was like, it's a very terrifying experience.
Yeah, that first week on Twitch was great. Just seeing, I think we had like a counter for when we'd see somebody fall out of their chair. It was really good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was really great. But yeah, I mean, we don't have But this past year when we were pushing RE7 really heavily, it was great to get, oh, wow, Resident Evil in VR? That's going to be fantastic. Oh, would you like to play? They're like, absolutely not. Like, I don't want to play that. It's like,
awesome.
I got kids here.
Yeah. Ooh.
So that's it. No more kicking? That's it?
I think we're kicking. I think we're
kicking. We got one more kick?
Kick into the final one. I don't think we have a trailer for this one. We do have a piece of art.
That's my last kick.
Wanted to make sure we get in this one. We had a lot of requests from fans to get some Switch titles out there. We did have Ultra Street Fighter come out this past year, but we do have Revelations Collection, or Resident Evil Revelations Collection, coming this November. So 2 titles, Resident Evil Revelations 1 and Revelations 2, coming to the Switch, $20 each. Again, we've been doing a lot of those titles. People that have been asking for content on Switch. We've got a lot of stuff in our catalog that we've been really working on, but right now we're focusing on a lot of the stuff that we've basically been pushing out in the past couple of years, because a lot of the fans have really came to us and been like, we've had this now, but I really wish I could play this on Switch.
Yeah.
But not up a straight port. We've got a lot of extras in there. There's Joy-Con motion controls. You can play with the like point and aim style. There's also some fun little mini games you've added in there, so you're not just getting the game straight up, but a little bit of bonus content in there too. And for me, I brought my Switch out here to New York Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Something like that's perfect when you're on the plane, when you're at a hotel room, when you're at the bar, wherever you're at.
Nice. So something for everybody. Consoles, you got Switches taken care of, you got mobile taken care of. All
VR.
Capcom. Yeah, VR. All Capcom all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, thank you so much for coming up on stage.
All right, thank you guys.
That's,
Appreciate it, brother.
That's what's to come from Capcom, and we've got plenty more to come from right here at New York Comic Con right after.